This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners share their wisdom. It's short and to the point because we respect people's time and because transforming possibility happens fast and it leads to lasting results. So let's get to it. Question number one. In a few sentences, Michelle, tell me who you are and what you do.
Wow, in a few sentences. Okay, that's going to be tricky. I'm Michelle Seiler-Tucker. I'm a mergers and acquisitions master intermediary, senior business analyst, and a bunch of other acronyms. I specialize really, my core competencies is in buying, selling, fixing, and growing companies. I've been doing this for a little over 20 years. I personally have sold over 500 companies, but my company that I own has sold over 1,000 businesses. We've done thousands of business evaluations, and we really help save business owners and help them build a sustainable, scalable, and when they're ready, sellable business.
Love it. Love it. And I'm sure the accolades are so much longer, but thanks for condensing that and just being very, very succinct. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Question number two. What's the best thing you find about being in business?
The best thing, well, that's tough because I think there's so many great things about being in business. You know, business is not easy. It's not for hard. It's not for everyone. What I think is the best is, I can make my own schedule, which is typically about 12, 14 hours a day, but I can make my own schedule. I'm really an entrepreneur at heart, and I'm really like a kid in a candy store. So I get really, really excited when I talk to a business owner who has an eighth grade education and they were able to build a multi-million dollar, a multi-billion dollar company, from starting from their garage or their kitchen table. And I just love hearing their stories. And I'm just so passionate about hearing how people started their business and, what makes them successful and how, they became successful even without any college. So I'm just like a kid in a candy store. I'm passionate about businesses and I love to help business owners save their business because unfortunately so many businesses are going out of business.
Mm.
So it's really my mission, my passion to help save as many business owners at a time. I mean, I partner with business owners. I invest my money, my time, my expertise, my resources to help them build to sell for their desired price tag.
Love it. I love it. So much about freedom in there, but really so much about service in there as well. So
Hmm.
great message. Thank you for sharing that.
You're
Question number
welcome.
three. We hear from other business owners that they're getting so much business. And I have to say, because this is a time where we're going through hopefully the back end of COVID, but especially in the digital space where so many of us have been for so many years, we're getting so much business that sometimes the chaos is causing overwhelm. Would you
Hmm.
share your thoughts about that, Michelle?
Sure. I mean, look, there's 860,000 startups in 2020 alone. 860,000. That's more startups than any year before. And a lot of those are in the digital space or in e-commerce or in SaaS businesses. And they are getting a tremendous amount of business because that's where business is going to now. Because of Amazon, Amazon has really changed the way that consumers purchase products and services. And COVID has also changed the way we do business, the way we purchase products and services, et cetera. So a lot of these businesses are popping up and it is chaotic. And here's the bottom line. Regardless if it's a startup or a business that's been in business for 10, 15, 20, 25 years, you got to build a solid foundation.
Mm.
And in my book, Exit Rich, we talk about the solid foundation based upon what I call the 6 Ps. And I know you're a systems guy. And my third P is processes. So processes and systems are really the same, right? So you got to build a solid foundation. If you don't build that solid foundation from the beginning, you can go out there and do great and build a really quick multi-million dollar business, but is it sustainable?
Mm.
Is it scalable? How long is it going to last? Because if you don't build that solid foundation and put the right processes in place, I can promise you that your walls will come crashing down and you can go out of business just as fast as you started your business.
Agreed. How many houses of cards are there out there? Great, great points. You're dropping the value, and we haven't even gotten to question number five yet.
I
That's
love to
great.
give value.
No, I love it. I love it. It's so true. So thank you. Question number four. What other successful business owners like yourself, of course, Michelle, should be on the Unlimited Wisdom podcast?
There's so many. Gosh, David Corbin. Don't know if you heard of him, based in California. Love him. He is extremely entertaining, extremely intelligent, very successful, an entrepreneur. He's a consultant. He's helped other entrepreneurs, and he's fantastic. Um, just drew a blank. Jeff Hoffman, who was founder of Priceline and also founded the airport kiosk. He is phenomenal. He should be on your show. Alex Stern, who founded Constant Contact, wonderful, wonderful gentleman. Kevin Harrington, who is the original shark from Shark Tank, that wrote the foreword for my book Exit Rich, and he was on my podcast. He's a wonderful guest because he will drop so many nuggets that it's like drinking, from a fire hose. Frank Shankowitz, founder of Make-A-Wish Foundation, brilliant guy. I mean, I could keep going on and on. Is that enough?
That's more than enough, and I love that you can just pull them right from memory and people that you've connected with. It's fantastic, and I also love how you kind of give a general explanation of what they do and everything like that. So it's fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Welcome.
Let's get to the crux of this.
Okay.
So what piece of wisdom, Michelle, would you share with other business owners? I suspect it's something about the book that you got coming. And what would you share with us?
Yeah. So I've been in this industry, like I said, for 20 years. I've been in the trenches for 20 years, and I pretty much have seen it all. When I wrote my first book in 2013 called Sell Your Business for More Than It's Worth, I did the research and learned that 85 to 95% of startups would go out of business, right? We all know that. That's nothing new. However, when I wrote Exit Rich, I did the research again in 2019, 2020, and realized that the business landscape has really flip-flopped. It's changed dramatically. You don't even recognize it anymore. So now it's only 30% of startups will go out of business. Only 30% of startups are at risk. However, out of 27.6 million companies, those businesses that have been in business 10 years or longer, 70% of those businesses are at risk of going out of business. 70%. So you see how it flip-flopped. Now you hear about the big stores, public companies all the time, like Toys R Us went out of business after being in business 70 years. Toys R Us, Kmart, Steinmart, Pier 1, Montgomery Ward's, JCPenney's. These are, businesses, huge brands that we all know and love and have all done business with. They're dropping like flies. But those are the public companies. What you're not hearing about are all the small private companies. Those private companies on every corner in every town in every state across the great nation. These businesses are dropping like flies. And unfortunately, they're going to be forced into selling for pennies on the dollar, close their doors, or file bankruptcy. And if they file bankruptcy, they don't just lose their business assets. Most of them will lose family assets too because they commingle them, piercing the corporate veil. So in Exit Rich, it is my mission, my passion to help save America's economy, because think about this. There's 30.2 million businesses in the United States, employing over half the U.S. workforce. If we don't save small business, then we won't save the American economy. Because when you lose small business, you lose jobs, you lose spending power, and it's a trickle-down effect, and all the other businesses close down. So it's really my mission, my passion to help save small business and really help business owners plan their exit. One of the number one reasons that business owners are going out of business, they've been in business over 10 years, is because of lack of aim. They stopped aim. Aim is always innovate and market. Innovate and market. And these new companies that are starting up right now that have so much business, the reason they have so much business is because they're innovative. They're innovative. They're figuring out what is the problem, what is the need, and they're creating a solution. That's what entrepreneurialism is all about. Identifying the problem and finding a solution. And a lot of these businesses have been in business 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They've lost sight of that. They stopped innovating. They stopped asking the customer, what do you need? What do you want? And how can I make it easier for you to do business with me? Because the company that makes it easiest for you to do business with them is a company that's winning. Amazon is winning because you can practically buy anything from them anywhere in the world and have it delivered to you in 2 days. They just bought a bunch of planes so they can deliver products and services to you quicker. Yeah. So Exit Rich is all about building a sustainable, scalable business and planning your exit from day one, because according to Steve Forbes, who also endorsed Exit Rich, 8 out of 10 businesses will not sell. So Exit Rich is all about planning your GPS exit model. I call it the GPS exit model, planning your exit from day one of buying or starting a business, and then building your solid foundation on the 6 Ps. So that's what the book is all about.
Nice. So working yourself out of the company is what you're talking about here then. So it's great to have a company. It's great to have the freedom that we talked about in the first few questions, but it's also really important to have succession planning, how you exit out of that company and how you make money in the end.
Yeah. And, a lot of clients will say, well, I love my business. I want to work in my business. I'm passionate about my business. That's great. But here's the bottom line. If your business is dependent upon you and you're ready to sell and we pull you out of the business and there is no business, then you have nothing to sell. Buyers want to buy a business, not a job. A lot of entrepreneurs have created a job that they go to work at every day versus a business that works for them every day. So the first P that we talk about in Exit Rich is people. And one of the biggest mistakes that business owners make is a business is dependent upon them. A dental practice, one dentist, dental hygienist. Take that dentist out of the practice. What do you have? Chiropractic clinic, one chiropractor and some CAs. Take that chiropractic out. What do you have? So you really have to focus on the first P, which is people, and build people. You don't build a business, you build people, and people build a business. And you can still love your business. You can still go to work every day. You can still be passionate about it, but that doesn't mean you need to do everything. That means you need to have the right people in the right seats, and you need to ask the who question, Brad. The who. Who opens the doors? Who deals with customer service? Who deals with client issues? Who deals with legal issues? Who deals with manufacturing, logistics, transportation? Who? The clue is you should never be next to the who.
Nice.
So the business needs to be able to run without you.
Love it. I love it. This is music to my ears. Systems are exactly the same. That's what systems are all about. I am 100% with you. This makes complete sense to me. When you build a system, you don't put yourself in the system. You want to build yourself out of the system, right? You build the system to pull yourself out of it. This is great stuff. True music to my ears. So I can't wait to talk to you more about this, and I can't wait to read your book. Tell me a little bit about your book. I'm going to move to the question 6, but tell me a little bit deeper, about your book, when it comes out, all that kind of good stuff. I'd love to hear.
So the book was scheduled to come out April of 2020, but like most business owners, we had to pivot because of COVID. So the book is coming out January 26th. We are in pre-sales right now, so everyone can go and order the book at exitrichbook.com, and for $24.79, which is less expensive than Amazon, and it includes shipping, they will receive a digital download, so they don't have to wait till January 26th to read the book. They can start reading the book today, and then we'll ship the hardcover to their doorstep. Plus, they'll get a lifetime membership into Exit Rich Book Club, where we have me doing video trainings and doing deep dives and some of the different strategies and techniques that I teach around the 6 Ps. And we also have documents. Every business needs documents, right? So business owners will ask me, well, Michelle, I've never seen an organizational chart before. I've never seen a non-compete or employee handbook. I don't even know what an SOP looks like. Or I have some clients say, and this is not just small businesses, by the way. I have a business we're selling for $50 million. And I had to help them with their processes, with their policy and procedure manuals. So we have due diligence checklists. We have sample LOIs, letter of intent, sample purchase agreement, sample closing documents, all for your review and download. So you can get all the documents that you need to run and sell your business right there at Exit Rich Book Club. Also, between now and pub date, for anybody that goes and buys the book, we're offering a 30-day free membership into Club CEOs, which is a like-minded entrepreneurship mastermind that I started, where we do Q&As and hot seats and really get in there and ask these transformational questions so we can help business owners survive, thrive, and like I said, build out sustainable, scalable business.
Love it. Sustainable, scalable stuff. Look at all that value. That's tremendous. Thank you. Let's take a pause here, because I suspect you and I could talk business forever. Let's switch gears and talk about something different, right? It's just, I
Okay.
like to say that we work to live, not live to work. That's part of the freedom of being an entrepreneur. What's the most fun vacation you've ever had? I'd love to know.
That's probably that's actually the toughest question you've asked me, only because I've taken so many great vacations. And it's like asking me, asking somebody, what's your favorite child, right? Um, but I would say probably, the most recent trip that my husband and I took with my daughter. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and we, it's very hard to get me away from my office more than a week. So he's like, Michelle, you need 2 weeks. You need to take 2 weeks. I'm like, I can't take 2 weeks. I just can't, because I don't just have an M&A practice. I own other businesses. So at any given time, I own 5 to 10 different companies. And I said, I can't just take 2 weeks. And he's like, well, practice what you preach, Michelle. Tell your clients to take off and let the business run without you. So I said, okay, I'll do that. So he took me to Amsterdam, my daughter and I, to Amsterdam to see the tulips bloom. And I went kicking and screaming all the way, because I'm probably a little bit of a workaholic. And it was the most beautiful trip and great time we've ever had. And I'm like, tulips bloom, who cares? But then when you see this beautiful, beautiful, huge farms of tulips, it's magnificent. It's like something you've never seen before.
Love it. Absolutely love that. Great description. I can almost picture that.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
a great trip. And then he did, he did it first class. We had a beautiful boat ride, and down all the canals in Amsterdam, and he just planned everything to the T, and he did a fantastic job, and I'm glad he made me go.
Love it. I love it. There's nothing like
Sometimes you got
taking
to
a
just go
break.
smell the tulips, right?
That's right. Tiptoe through the tulips. There's nothing like taking a break and having your company run itself. So
Yeah.
I love here. Michelle, thanks for the investment of your time and for being on. We're gonna launch this actually next week, which is a week before your actual book launch. So happy to serve, and we want to build you some more some more engagement and get some more listeners to hear that. What is, aside from the book, or what is the best way, if somebody, when they watch this and they listen to it and they're like, I really need to get in touch with her, what's the best way that they can find you? Social media or your website?
Yep. So obviously they can follow me on social media. It's Michelle Seiler-Tucker. They have to put in the full name. And my website is Seiler-Tucker.com. And it has my phone number and everything there. Plus, they can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere but TikTok.
Yet, yet, right?
Yes, I know. I was on a podcast the other day, and they're like, Michelle, you need to go on TikTok. I'm like, oh, I don't have time for that right now. Maybe in the future.
I'm waiting to see a few of my friends, including myself, over there dancing or doing some craziness. So it's
Exactly.
definitely
It's kind of cool because, I always tell my clients, get comfortable being uncomfortable, right?
right.
And TikTok is all about stepping outside your comfort zone and doing something different, which is good. I mean, that's how you grow. You grow by being uncomfortable.
It's true. It's true. All right. So there's a challenge put forth between us. So
I think you and I
I
should
guess
have
in
a
the next year
contest.
we'll
Go do
move to
TikTok
TikTok.
videos. Yeah. We'll see who can get the most followers.
All right, listeners, whoever's listening, reach out and let us know who we should be a guest on TikTok with.
Exactly.
Michelle, thank you. I really do appreciate the investment of your time. This is
Thank
Brad
you.
A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making 5, 6, 7, 8. Look, it's not all about the money. It's more about them sharing their wisdom and creating impact globally. Thanks for joining us.